Welcome to Sports News Highlights of today. We feed you with sports news all around the world. Enjoy.
Major changes to African football. Afcon to be hosted every 4 years after 2027 edition. Subsequent Afcon will hold in 2028, 2032, 2036, etc. The prize money for winner will increase to $10 million. African Nations League every year starting from 2028. Nigeria's case against DR Congo very tight, Umaru Diko. Decision is a joke. Hansi Flick hits out at Rafinha's FIFA the best snub after brilliant season for Barcelona. The coach did not hold back. And a slot calls up 4 Liverpool youngsters ahead of Tottenham clash. Hansi Flick speaks out on his Barcelona's future amid talk of a contract extension. The coach is not in a rush to sign a new deal. Barcelona manager Hansi Flick made it clear he is no rush to rethink his future, despite reports earlier this week that the club is preparing to offer him a one-year extension to his current contract, which ends in 2027. Erling Haaland passes Cristiano Ronaldo's total Premier League goals, 103, after scoring his 104th, and it took him 122 fewer games. Hamza Abdekarim has emerged as a key target for FC Barcelona heading into the January transfer window. Blaugrana intended to sign the 70-year-old striker from Egyptian club Al Ahly, with the idea being to reinforce the Barca athletic attacking unit with his acquisition. It is 10 versus 11 between Spurs officials and Liverpool. Xavi Simons is sent off for serious foul play following a challenge on Virgil van Dijk. Florian Wirtz with his first Premier League assist for Alexander Isak to open the scoring. The Swedish striker has picked up an injury in the process, and that is his final action. 17 years ago, Osamoah Gyan scored his first League One goal. Jurgen Klopp admitted he may have made a mistake with one of Liverpool's youngsters. Jurgen Klopp admitted his potential fault for handling Stefan Bajcetic's reintegration into the Liverpool team during his Anfield reign. Explained why Newcastle were denied Stonewall penalty against Chelsea after Anthony Gordon sent flying by Trevor Chalobah. Barcelona's planning for the future of their defense continues to take shape, and the club internal analysis has now reached a more advanced stage. As previously reported, the sporting department is actively studying the market for a top-level centre-back, with the aim of securing a solution that can bring stability over several seasons. Why Afcon is different? How team arrivals for Morocco 2025 sets African football apart. Edward Specian and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The Premier League elite have been informed that Inter Milan star defender Alessandro Bastoni could be open to a move in 2026. Team Talk understands. Liverpool are huge admirers of Bastoni, who see him as a potential successor to Virgil van Dijk. Barcelona completed their final training session this afternoon ahead of tomorrow's match against Villarreal at Estadio de la Ceramica. There was one major absence in the training today, as Pedri did not take part once again, with Hansi Flick confirming that the midfielder would not be available for the game through discomfort. Barcelona's future kits are already generating huge attention, and a new report from Mundo Deportivo suggests that Nike are preparing one of the most daring designs the club has ever seen for the 2026 to 2027 season. Weeks after the first leaked image of Barcelona's home shirt surfaced, new visuals have now emerged showing a completely different jersey concept that could mark a major shift in style. Marc-Andre Stegen's situation at Barcelona is becoming one of the most closely watched subplots of the season. This is because a recent update from Fernando Polo in Mundo Deportivo has revealed that the likes of Girona and Aston Villa are actively monitoring the German goalkeeper's status. CAF also announced the introduction of a brand new competition, the African Nations League from 2029. This annual competition will take place during the FIFA international windows in September, October and November. Age to age, Xavi Simons vs Florian Wirtz. Two exciting new signings struggling for form. Who has the bigger potential? He is an option for tomorrow. He can play. We didn't want to take any risk, and now he is available. Hansi Flick on Lewandowski. As we move closer to 2026, Core 90 has come up with a list of the best-selling player jerseys from 2025. Quite unsurprisingly, a couple of Barcelona players have found themselves in the top spot, in the form of Robert Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal. Bruno Guimaraes vs Enzo Fernandez. Which central midfielder are you picking? Maresca hints at wanting older heads at end of chaotic week. Pep Guardiola on Bernardo Silva. I am not happy with Bernie. He is my weakness, my favorite one, but today I am not happy with him. Hakimi declared fit for host Morocco's Afcon bid. Barcelona planning for the next season is closely tied to the situation of Ronald Araujo, and a recent report from Mundo Deportivo has shed important light on how decisive his recovery could be. Internally, the message is clear that if Araujo returns properly and is able to play normally for the remainder of the season, Barca will not move for a top-level, high-cost centre-back in the transfer markets. Robert Sanchez has created 5 chances in the Premier League this season, the most of any goalkeeper. A first assist in the competition too. Hansi Flick's Barcelona will look to extend their dominance in the La Liga this Sunday as they travel to face Villarreal. This will be the final game of the year for Barcelona, who have recovered their season brilliantly after a difficult start to the campaign. David Moyes actually think Arsenal got Declan Rice for half price. I thought Declan was £150 million. At the time it was £100 million, and I thought we didn't get enough at West Ham. We had offered Declan huge contracts, but we couldn't get him to stay. Andres Christensen was one of Barcelona's standout players in the Copa del Rey match against CD Guadalajara. Handed a rare start, he performed at a very high level in defense and scored a goal that opened the way to victory and qualification for the round of 16 of the competition. When Nemanja Matic was signed by Manchester United in the summer of 2017, he arrived as a serial winner, fresh from lifting 2 Premier League titles over the past 3 years with Chelsea. Happy 38th belated birthday to Karim Benzema. 5 Champions League, 4 La Liga, 3 Copa del Rey, 4 Supercopa de España, 4 UEFA Super Cup, 5 Club World Cup. Pep Guardiola struck a balance between congratulating and warning his Manchester City player after their 3-0 victory over West Ham United on Saturday, lifted them provisionally to the top of the Premier League table. I said to the players, Merry Christmas, but it will not be enough if you will not improve. The Spaniard said, it's good to be there in top spot in the table, but I'm telling you, we have to improve our game. Golini nears Roma exit. Bielorussi eyes Spezia Mascadi. Eric Shell, when you coach Nigeria, you have to win everything. Tomorrow, Lamine Yamal returns to the stadium that introduced him to the world, his first masterclass for Barcelona at 16 years old in his starting debut. Lamine Yamal vs Villarreal 2023. Once seen as a surplus defender, Eric Garcia has completed a remarkable turnaround at FC Barcelona. The former Man City star is currently the undisputed owner of the midfield pivot role, becoming an indispensable piece in Hansi Flick's setup. True or false, if Andres Christensen could manage to stay fit for an entire season, he will become Barcelona's best centre-back. Benin Republic rocking this outfit in style. Clean look, bold identity, and perfect Afcon vibe. I'm giving it a solid 8.5 out of 10. What do you think? Higher or lower? Bruce compares his Bafana stint with Cameroon. The 100th best footballer in the world, Ousmane Dembele quietly becomes the main man after a long journey to the top. Fight result: Joshua stops Paul in round 6. Baumgartner wins. Barcelona manager Hansi Flick faced the media ahead of what will be his side final match of 2025, a demanding away fixture against Villarreal. With injury, selection questions, and even global award on the agenda, Flick delivered a press conference that was calm in tone but firm in message. As Sevilla and Real Madrid go head to head, one familiar name is reliving memories from a very different chapter of his career. Former Barcelona forward Alexis Sanchez has reflected on his time at Barca, a period that still holds a special place in his heart more than a decade later. CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe, Foreign Affairs Minister Nasser Bourita, and FRMF President Fouzi Lekja inaugurated the Total Energy CAF Afcon Morocco 2025 fan zone at the Université Internationale de Rabat, sharing the excitement with students from over 45 countries across Africa. Wilfred Ndidi, we know the task ahead and we are up for it. Super Eagles captain Wilfred Ndidi on the Afcon. A new sheriff is in town. When Chelsea took down Barcelona at Stamford Bridge, Hansi Flick promised that a new Barcelona would arrive in the coming game and that the result would change immediately. The manager could not have lived up to his word better, nor could the team have found a better point in time to step up. Inside Chelsea's halftime talk with Enzo Maresca to seal comeback draw versus Newcastle. The African Cup of Nations will be played every 4 years from 2028. The Confederation of African Football have announced with a new African Nations League taking place every year. CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe made the announcement in Morocco on Saturday ahead of the 2025 edition of Afcon, which kicks off with Comoros taking on the host on Sunday.
You can drop your opinion at the comment section. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.